What is up, boys and girls of the YouTube world? This is Steve here again with Apocalypse Off-Road. It's a snowy day in mid-December here in the green white north of central Okanagan, BC, Canada. And I figured it's about time I caught you guys up to speed on the Gambler 500 that I was able to participate in again for my second time. September of this year. The car I was driving was such a handful, and I was so busy trying not to run into people on the trail as we were the only people that decided to run the route backwards. Big mistake. You know, avoiding head-on collisions and the like. There are a lot of crazy drivers out there. So I didn't get much filming done, to say the least, but we did take a number of pictures at the different GPS locations that you're supposed to stop to along the way. That's how the Gambler 500 works. They give you a list of coordinates and they just turn you loose. And you know, there's trophies and stuff at the end, but it's not the first guy to finish that gets those. It's you know, People's Choice Award, best theme, most garbage picked up along the way. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it for anyone of any driving skill level that just wants to take a gamble on a cheap rig and have a good time. So right now, as you can see, we're in the old 86 bullnose Ford F-150 that I purchased for last year's Cheap Truck Challenge. My wife and I are just headed out. We're going to actually go put our eyes on the car, which is a 1964 Galaxie 500 that I did a Will It Start video on earlier this year as well, and then decided what the heck, I still had it. Nobody had picked it up by the time the Gambler finally came around. So we hit the trail in that, and yeah, I'll queue up that video right now with the slideshow and the pictures and me just kind of telling the story. And then at the end of that, we'll jump in and I'll show you where the car is now and kind of the aftermath. Alright guys, as promised, here's this little slideshow recap video. These first few pictures are from the day my dad and I got the car running out near Armstrong. You see there in the background, Ron. That's the fella who owned the car. It sat there, I don't know, 30 plus years, and missing a bunch of parts, but my dad and I managed to get her fired up. We made a video on that, Will It Start video, and I was quite pleased with the car for the money I paid for it. And the next day I came back out with my brother's 6-liter Ford F-350 and trailered her on home. Nice drive down West Side Road, no issues there. Said hello to a few mountain goats along the way and just enjoyed the scenery. That's one of my favorite drives around this part of the world. And I was able to do a few laps at Patikta Speedway with it and really open her up. That was a good time. And yeah, I guess here it is pre-Gambler. Slapped a couple CNC cut Gambler logos that I cut on my little Crossfire machine, and then here we are, picture number one. There's my buddy Wayne. We're by the airport. Hood's still on at this point, but it didn't take long. We made it as far as Oyama, and then the hood came straight off because he's just getting hot. And then shortly thereafter we hit our first cattle guard, and the gas tank ended up about 50 feet further down the road behind us, and we ran back and picked her up, and she had a couple big holes in it, and a cop drove by and didn't even look at us as we're trying to JB weld this, and we ended up just stuffing it in the trunk and throwing the hose in a jerry can and continued on. I think this is one of the first stops we made up above the above Oyama, the lookout. Yeah, beautiful view up there. I'd never been to that spot. Just appreciate the guys putting this together for us. And then yeah, basically you mark in your GPS locations and you try to find the most direct route, most fun route to get there. Here we are. We found Jake and his his small block Camaro there on the side of the road. Oh, this is when my Y pipe fell off. This picture's a bit out of order. Yeah, this is up on the power lines above Coldstream. Cool little spot. Bunch of little jumps and stuff to hit with your dirt bikes and your gambler car if you want to up there. I know a few guys were really sending it. There's a feller there, he bought one of my big gambler logos off me. And yeah, there was a good crew out there just partying and having a good time. That's a big part of the gambler as well. I believe this is up near Grizzly Lake. Cool little spot there for booting around that a lot of people missed. And this is a little further down the power lines up towards Trinity Valley Road. Here we are just coming out, also out of order. Tried to get these in the best order possible, but here we are back on the power lines. This is where I sprained my thumb. I got it caught in the steering wheel because we slid back down the trail there. Got high centered on that rock and we had to chip it out with the axe, and that's where we ruined our Y pipe, and we became a straight pipe after that. Yeah, that's what was left of it after we tried to straighten it and get it off. Yeah, we did a little cattle guard burnout here, just for fun. My buddy Wayne was a good sport. He wasn't really used to this kind of thing. He had a great time. He actually put together a whole sermon about it. Maybe I'll publish that for you guys to listen through too. He did a really good job just recapping the whole day. And yeah, we actually finished off a little early. We didn't do the entire gambler, but here we are in Rutland at the little kids BMX track, and then at the corner store there up in KLO, one of our last pictures. Then we ended up hitting the beach to try and get some of that dust off ourselves, and that was it for us. Alright guys, well here we are rolling up now. It's actually my wife's uncle's property. He lets me store vehicles here periodically, and the number of cars I have back here seems to just keep growing. Though I did clear a couple out this year. Anyways, we'll show you where things park. I'd love to build a little off-road racetrack test course back here one day. We'll see if we can get on that next summer. Anyway, there she sits in here amongst my Land Cruisers and my spare Toyota Previa and the old Toyota Hilux there. One day we'll get that on the road too. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a long ways up. Sure y'all remember this truck. Finally decided I was going to use it as a daily driver this winter. And she's giving me a bit of timing issues. Stuttering at part throttle. But we'll get her sorted. Anyway, wow, it's been snowing here, I guess. So the Gambler got real dusty. I don't know if you can really tell, but it is thick in here. Thinking maybe I'll shove some of this snow off of it, and we'll show you the aftermath under the hood. And I brought no boat tank with me with a bit of mixed gas in it. Maybe we'll see if we can get this thing to fire up. I haven't run it since the Gambler back in September, so we'll see what happens. A quick look under the hood for you guys before I toss a battery in here. Let's see, I had this all cleaned off, but during the Gambler we developed a bit of a fuel leak, and I figured the best way to sort that out was to scoop up some gravel and dirt off the road and just throw her on the manifold there. And that took care of it. No fires. But you can see down here we're nothing but exhaust manifolds right now. The studs have actually ripped right out of this sucker. Well, I guess they're bolts. I don't know. But it's not good. I don't even know if I can use these manifolds. Maybe throw a set of headers on this thing or something. this side was already damaged. I had to weld a bolt into this one because part of it busted off when I did the manifold gaskets, but or the donuts here, but I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and put the camera down there. But that sucker, like half of it's missing. So that one's definitely no good. But you know, oh, that's stuck. The brakes held up. The car ran great other than being really loud after we lost the entire exhaust. So yeah, I think that battery is over there in the 71 Hilux. So I guess I gotta scoop the snow off of that one too and yank that out. As you saw in the video, the gas tank fell off there and it's still sitting in the back here. We ran out of gas on the way back with this thing right before I parked it, so now I got the little boat tank hooked up. That should get us going on again here as long as the battery still got some juice. We did pick up our muffler after we lost it. That's still good, though that Y pipe is finished. So maybe I'll hand the camera off to the wife here and we'll see if this thing lights off. It's about 0 degrees right now, Celsius. That's about 20 something for you American folk, and I guess Australia, you guys are on the old Celsius system too, just like us crazy Canucks. Who am I kidding? I hate hockey. Okay. Oh. Well, I may have overestimated the life left in this battery. Give her a wiggle, give her one more shot. You never know. Takes a while to get that fuel up there. Once we got the fuel sucked all the way through the 10 miles of fuel line, she fired right off. Hard to kill these old Fords, I guess. But yeah, I mean the amount of dust in this thing, and this is not your regular kind of dust. Like, this stuff gets into your pores. I think I had to take, you know, a swim in the lake and 3 showers just to be remotely clean afterwards, because you know we got no side glass in this thing, and there's holes in the floor. You know, we were just undescribably filthy. I don't know if I've ever been that deeply dirty in my life. But yeah, as you can see, she's really loud. We couldn't even talk to each other on the tail end of the trip. But yeah, I'm gonna shut her down because there's no water in this thing right now. Ugh. There you have it. Car still runs. It's still for sale because I don't know if I have the time or the energy to fix all this rust. I mean, it's not terrible. If someone's looking for a project, you just shoot me a message and we'll hook you up. We'll give you a good deal on this thing. I guess that's all for today, guys. Say goodbye, honey. That's my beautiful wife. She keeps throwing snowballs at me. Get right on the distributor. About the worst place for a snowball to land. Anyway, guys, yeah. Till next time. Peace out.